So we're going to start seated. Isn't this fun? And then you're going to start to roll down to your upper ab curl, or you don't even have to go that far. You can just go down so you really feel it in the abs, and then you can come right back up. So you do have to find your breath to help this flow. So try not to hold your breath as you roll down and up. And you might be able to go down much further than I, right? You might be able to go all the way down and open the space of the hips, so straightening your legs, and all the way up. You decide what is working for you. You might want to take a nice stretch as you go up. And down. So I'm stretching all the way down too, I'm finding. But I'm also finding that I'm finding my upper ab curl, because in one or two more, you're going to stay in your upper ab curl and do our footwork. So just rolling through the spine. Remember, you're articulating through the joints of your spine. So I'm going to suggest that the next time you go down, you find your upper ab curl, please. Hands go back behind your head. Legs go into your tabletop frog. We'll do 5 in each position. For this footwork, you're going to straighten your legs out away from center and then draw them back in. Remember, the legs do not want to come back. You're calling them back in with the abdominal muscles, with your core. Good. Try not to rock anything, right? So try not to rock your hips. A little quiet in the hips. Careful. I see just a little bit of rocking. Then you're going to change your position to your slightly pointed feet. And remember that your legs are totally together. So as you do this, the inner thighs are totally together. So out and in again. The pelvis is very heavy, and you're softening the abs down in toward your body. So they fall down in, hollowing that space out. And then I like to do these last 5 with flex heels, maybe just a little faster. So it just has a real rhythm to it, out and in. But remember, it's almost like they're on a conveyor belt, right? I think you should think more about bending at your hip, opening at your hip and bending at your hip. And when you're finished, you can either have your head, neck, and shoulders up or down, but you're going to point and flex, circle the ankles. And today, we're going to take our arms down by our side and then slightly bend your knees and cross your right ankle over your left. And you're trying not to move the legs, but you're going to kind of curl the hips up. I'm showing you, it is not a big movement. You're curling as though you're doing a bridge, but your feet are not down, they're up. Now you're going to switch the leg that's on top. The ankle that's on the bottom is pressing up into the top ankle, and the top ankle is pressing down on the bottom ankle. And the legs are not flinging at all. It's really the pelvic movement that's happening. All right, so remember that. And then go ahead and straighten the legs long, arms long. We're coming into hundreds. So you're just going to stretch first, and then you'll come into your upper ab curl. Arms will go long by your side, and legs will go to your working level. Begin to inhale to pump and exhale to pump. So I'm going to ask you to use your whole lower connection, which is your glutes and hamstrings are working, low belly. All of that holds that there. And then you're shrugging your shoulders so that your arms are moving from your lat muscles, and you keep hollowing out the belly. Stay in your upper ab curl. You want to feel like you could come up and do a teaser at any time. I'm not going to ask you to do that, right? This isn't musical teaser time, except that I did see someone do it. I just saw that. That was absolutely wonderful. You want to be that strong in your core that you could do that. I am not counting these breaths, so I want you to really make sure that you do what you can do today to your max. And instead of going down from your hundreds, I want you to come up. If you can, there you go. Good. And then you can put your feet down. That's excellent. All right, now, yes, regroup. So today we're going to go ahead and do our rollover. So I prepped you a little bit, or at least I tried to, so that when we go down, actually, I'm going to prep you this way. I want you to roll down to where you feel your abs. So your head, neck, and shoulders are not down. So promise you feel them. And then when you take your head down, still feel them. Yeah, they're still there. They're still working. It's just, they're just not holding your head, neck, and shoulders up, but they're still, still working. And then bring your legs up toward the ceiling. Use those same hamstring and glute muscles and low belly to roll the spine up, just like you did in a bridge. But now the legs are rolling over your body. Open the legs, flex the heels, and take your spine down underneath your legs. And then you keep doing that. These are these little leg circles that you're doing with this rollover in your spine. You're trying to get a massage to your spine. You're trying to lengthen your spine. You're doing 3 more with the legs apart on the way up and together on the way down. Concentrate on moving your spine up and down, carrying the legs with you. Keep your shoulders wide. Keep using your glutes. Keep using the belly. Seeing if you can get a nice lengthening to your spine. Keep reaching out through the crown of your head. Now, when you're finished, go ahead and just hug the knees in. Relax your shoulders. Maybe turn your head from side to side. And then we're going to do tree and single leg circles. So the right leg will be your tree leg. And it goes up to where you think that you could keep it, and you reach out through both legs. Your left foot is flexed. You can slightly point the right foot, which is your tree leg. And you'll go ahead and find the ribs go down as the head, neck, and shoulders come up. You climb up this tree, left, right, left, right. And I've seen it where people ding the toe, and then you go back down. Left, right, left, right. And then you could prove that you're nice and strong by taking your arms out to shoulder height, and then you come right back up again. So there's 3 climbs up and down. Not really pausing because it's a roll up and a roll down with one leg. Beautiful. Nice, Gina. Next time you're up, curl back behind your sit bones and just find a teaser. Oopsies. There it is. Do you feel your inner thighs? And now go ahead and take that left leg down again. Take your hands on the back of the right leg. Point and flex, circle the ankle. Sorry if I confused you. Hollow out the belly still, relax your shoulders. And then from here, you're gonna bend your elbows, bring the leg closer to you, and then further away. And then don't pull on the leg. Let the belly pull the leg in. And then take the hands off the leg, roll your spine down. You're going into single leg circles. So you could use a TheraBand if you wanted to, if you had one. And you're taking your leg across your body first. You're making a circle of that leg. And you're using your breath to blow the leg around. You're trying to reach the leg away from you so it's not jammed up at the hip. You're doing 3, how many? Let's see, 5 in each direction. Thank you. Somebody gave me a high 5 sign so I'd remember that it was 5. That's so thoughtful. And then 5 in the opposite direction, right? So before we leave this, that leg is going to stay up to the ceiling, and then we're going to bring the other leg to join it. And then our arms are going to be down by our side. We're going to do corkscrew here. So that's double leg circles, right? Both legs go to the right, finish your circle around to the left, and then go left and finish your circle. Keep going. Keep dropping the ribs down. They tend to pop up. You tend to arch here. So just heavy rib cage. Just a few, because we're going to do that after the next single leg circle. So now bring your left leg down and get your stretches on your right leg. Maybe the leg comes in, out to the side, across your body with a bent knee or a straight-legged version. You decide what works for you. You can even circle that leg around in the hip socket. Anything that feels good. And then place that right leg down on the floor next to the left leg. And the left leg is now going to be your tree that you're going to climb up. So you find a flexed right heel, slightly pointed left. Begin to drop your ribs down so that you can bring your head, neck, and shoulders over. And you're climbing up, right, left, right, left. Maybe you ding the bell at the top and you climb back down. Remember, the spine leads, the arms follow. And I like this version of really stretching up, but still feeling my abs, and then coming up, dropping the abs down so the chin can come up and over. So it's a roll up with your spine, but it's enhanced by this closed chain that you're doing with the hand to the leg that pulls into the core. When you're up for the third time, I think what we did here is we found a teaser after you point and flex. And circle the ankle. And then drawing from the core, you're going to bring the other leg up to join it. And you have a teaser going on. Then you can bring that right leg down. Hands go to the back of the left. And you're drawing that leg in toward your body and letting it go out. So the belly pulls it in. You don't really have to have your arms here. It's really the core bringing the leg in and out, but the arms are enhancing it. And then you're going to take your spine down from here into single leg circles. Remember that you can use your TheraBand, 5 circles in each direction. You want to really stretch that leg out of the hip. If you're using a TheraBand, it's kind of handy because the TheraBand is bearing the weight of the leg. So you tend to find more core that way because now you feel like the abdominal muscles are carrying that leg around in a circle. So both directions for 5. The upper body is relaxed and soft in terms of not hardened and rigid. But it is working. You can feel the ribs drop down and the pelvis drops down. So the leg is really the only thing moving. The breath is moving your leg. And then from here, before we do our stretches, you're going to bring your right leg to meet your left. So you can use the TheraBand or not. You could lose it probably at this point. And now let's go left first in our double leg circles, otherwise known as corkscrew, and then go right. So compare this. You do not have a leg to stand on here. You have both legs having to, so it's more load. Do you feel it as more load? Harder to control, harder to keep the hips still. And then when you're finished, go ahead and hug the knees in, and then take your stretches with your left leg. So the right leg can go down on the mat, and then you can circle that left leg around, or you can go out to the side, get a hamstring stretch, outer thigh, inner thigh. And then from here, take a nice stretch again, just a whole full body stretch. And we're just going to roll up to a seated position, come right into rolling like a ball, and do our ab series. So I'm going to face this way. So we're up, rolling like a ball. So find something new. Some of us have done this for years and years and years. And I try to give you something new to think about all the time. Nothing's coming to me at the moment, but I want you to think of things that are different for you. Mine is I really have to make this long spine first before I curl it. And then I'm closing my chain with my hands to my shins. I'm really aware of where my eyes are, really hard to do with a mask, but I'm aware that I'm looking in between my legs, and I'm going to roll my spine back on an inhale and forth on an exhale. And I'm not going to panic. I'm going to just try to really release my belly down in toward my spine to keep the shape of my spine, My sternum has to be soft here. I can't close in. I am just rolling, having a good time, using my breath. And you can play around with this just to see if you are in the belly. You could take the elbows on the outside of your knees, still with the same gaze, still with the same idea of a rounded spine, but you have to find perhaps, a little more belly to come up. Yeah. So just knowing that that's where it's supposed to be. Let's go into our ab series from here. And we're going to do it a little differently today. You're just going to take your left leg, bent knee first. Here's your first one. Now look between your legs as you inhale to switch and exhale to switch. The outside hand is on the outside of the ankle. You cannot see your foot because it's in line with your knee. You're looking straight ahead. The ribs are down. The pelvis is down. Both legs come in. Inhale. As you take arms and legs away, exhale, circle your arms around. Try to keep the gaze where it is. Don't look up toward the ceiling. Bring the legs in and out just like you did. You already did this in your footwork. Out and in they go. Only you weren't like this, with your arms swinging around. Let's go into scissors. One leg up, one leg down. I meant to start with the left leg, but I didn't, and it's okay. Just make sure that your legs are in total opposition. You want to reach that really extended oppositional place before you switch. And you're switching with your exhales coming from the belly. And inhales too. All right, let's take our hands back behind our neck and place your feet down on the floor for a moment. On your exhale, the legs will come in. Inhale, they'll tap the feet back down. Exhale, they'll come back. Inhale, they tap. This is exactly the same exercise. It just so happens you have bent knee. So you're carrying half the load, but the legs are going out and in. And then you extend the legs. Same thing, right? But it's more load. And you feel it immediately. Then you'll bend the left knee. You're going to twist toward the left. You'll switch your legs, twist toward the bent knee. Make sure your legs are coming in and out in exact alignment, right? Because these look so good. The room looks good. And then go ahead, release down. Notice what you need. Mostly for me, I really take the time to try to turn my head from side to side, make sure my neck feels good. And I'm going to add two more, no, just maybe one more, sorry. Come into your upper ab curl with your hands back behind your head again. And legs at the tabletop. You're going to side bend. So you're going to take one ear toward the same hip and then the other ear toward the other hip. This is your side bend with pelvic stability. Keep your pelvis where it is. Nice, Tina, that looks really beautiful. Nice, Mary Ellen. Yeah, we don't usually do this, right? We get confused. We think this is a twist, but it's a pure side bend. Very nice. So again, take what you need before we do our spine stretch, which is our next exercise. Did we roll up and roll down enough? Let's go ahead and do a roll up and a roll down, a full roll up and a roll down here. We're much more warmed up. Let's see how it goes. Rolling yourself up and down. I don't want you to miss this. For some of you, this is your favorite exercise. I've heard it said. So, you want to be able to really master this to your best of ability for this particular moment. We're doing one more, and the next time you come up, you'll come up into your spine stretch position. And your legs will open. Beautiful. I'm starting to appreciate that exercise too. Ish. Starting. Now, Same thing. You're going to be stretching your spine. That's why this is called spine stretch. So put your hands wherever. I like them like right by my sit bones here. And if I press down with my hands, I can stretch my spine. I want you to know what it feels like to stretch your spine, right? Now, all we're doing, we're not collapsing our spine in this circle that we're making, this little half circle. We are stretching our spine into that position. So bring your arms out in front of you, nice wide collarbone. Press down on something imaginary so you can feel the muscles come into the armpits and your back muscles. Take a nice inhale to lengthen you. Exhale, keep the length and actually add more length as you round yourself over an imaginary limbo bar right at your ribs. And stretch as much as you can. And then inhale, stack it back up. Use the belly to articulate the spine right back up and do it 2 more times. Remember, you are not losing any inches. You are actually gaining them up and over. It's as though somebody put a beach ball on your lap and they just kept inflating it. You have to pull the belly back and in and up. It's really amazing how much length you can get here. And then at any point, you would like to find a stretch here that's even greater than that you did. And notice, because this is really amazing, if you take your hands and connect them, closed chain connection, hands to someplace on your legs, notice how much of a stretch you can get. Notice how that goes to your core. That's what that closed chain is all about. And that's your head, neck, and shoulders. Breathe. From here, we're going into our open leg balance and then our open leg rocker. So you're going to go back behind your sit bones. The arms go inside of your legs. You haven't relaxed down there. You have lifted and curled to get there. Hands go to the front of your ankles. Let's stay here for a moment and just find what you need. So sometimes you need to just stay, right? And not move. So let's just stay and feel what we feel, what you need to manage this. And then make sure you pick up your feet with the belly. Stretch your left leg, bend it. Inhale, stretch your right. You can take your hand underneath the knee to make that straight. Exhale, bend. Now, I want you to feel something when you do this. What are you feeling when you bend and straighten? Are you just bending and straightening? Or are you feeling some belly work, some hamstring, some quads? Now, both legs. You know, sometimes when you do both legs, it's like, well, all I'm worrying about right now is balance. So maybe you can't think about what you're doing, but you're trying to compose yourself so you can think, and then straighten the legs, take the hands on the back of the legs. Make sure you've allowed yourself enough room to roll backward and forward. So you're just rolling to the shoulder blades and coming right back up. If you imagined doing this on a precipice, right? I hope I'm saying that word right. You know, you see these beautiful poses of these people doing things in the mountains and it's just gorgeous. Imagine that you don't have much room to balance. You have to balance there or you're going to fall over. Put your legs together. Take your hands a little higher and then roll that way if you can. And maybe pause at any time to say, oh, look, I'm in a teaser. You know, pause for that picture moment. And Mary Ellen is doing something very interesting, which I think is a great idea. So we're going to go ahead and put your legs down. And we're going to do spine twist and side bend. So the first thing we're going to do is add a side bend here. So you can open your legs if it helps you. Right, I'm going to open my legs a little bit. And then in order not to really use my hip flexors so much here, I have to use these muscles that I'm sitting on. So I took Tasha's yoga class today at 8 o'clock this morning, and she was really talking about trying to get out of the hip flexors and getting right into here, right? So trying to feel the muscles that you're sitting on, and then stretching your spine, take your arms out to the side. This is a side bend, just a side bend. We don't usually do it. There went my ear pod. So keep going. Enjoy. This is a little breather. But I don't feel that we do enough side bends, in my opinion, in life, in general. So finding this. And then from here, we've already done corkscrew. So now we're going to bring our legs together. No, we're not. We're going to bring our legs apart. And we're going to do saw. So the arms go out to the side in your peripheral view. So this is an inhale here, and exhale as you twist and round up and over your right side, keeping the belly back. This is a stretch of your spine. Stack back up while you're twisted and then untwist. Remember, it is a spine stretch twisted. So are you getting all of that stretch that you got in your spine stretch? And keep going. This is my favorite exercise. See, we all have our different things. For some people, this is like torture, you know, but I love this. I love twisting. Be careful. Keep breathing. Keep the belly working while you twist. Very nice. Now, when you're finished, we're going to do another side bend. So this side bend, I want you to come over onto your right side. This is the real side bend, right? The real Pilates side bend. You can modify it. I will show you what I'd like you to do if you can. The hand is right underneath your shoulder. Your body's between two panes of glass. The left foot is in front. Your inner thighs are preparing to work. Joseph Pilates called these side bends mermaid. So the legs are together, right? All right. So you're looking at your left palm. You're going to go ahead and stand into your feet and your hands. And you're going to try to do a side bend here. You have to lift your hips up. And then we're only going to do this once. You're just going to come down, but not touch. And then come right back up again. Find your side bend. And then all the way down. And we're doing it on the other side. So I know I threw this in, but it's so good. So left hand underneath left shoulder. Stretch your legs. They're semi-long, right? There's a slight bend to the knee. And then get that strength that you know you have. You're looking at the right palm. You're standing into your feet. Your right foot is in front of your left. Your inner thighs are working. And you're lifting those bottom hips up. And then press them down. Don't go all the way down. And then come right back up. And then go all the way down. Now, go over onto the belly. Ta-da, we finished. We did it. We did it. We did it. Now, find your prone work. Your body is prone. So maybe take the hands underneath your forehead and just wiggle around, making sure the hips are square to the mat. And I want you to open the front of the hips here that are into the mat by using your ham glute muscles. So you might want to touch them, fire them up a little, maybe lengthen your lower back, pull the belly and pull the ribs in. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, shrug your shoulders, activate the belly and the back, and just start to move your spine forward and up, like a jet plane taking off the runway. And then the jet plane goes back onto the runway. So you should be stretching your spine in this position. I think every exercise is called spine stretch, right? Everything, nice. Everything is really lengthened. Don't forget to breathe here. We don't do much, we do a lot of flexion in Pilates. So I want you to think of this as really the opposing action. Do a couple of them if you want to go into a swan dive. You really have to have activated your, I'm just doing a very mild catch and dive. Just showing you. You can do it big, small. We're going to sit back into child's pose when you're ready. Just a quick child's pose. Come sliding back down onto your forearms. You have fists in front here. Press down on your fist so much in the wrist too that I could not kick your fists up. So to me, there's more weight in my fist than there is in my elbows. And I'm pulling my spine forward and up. And I want you to notice where you're looking with your eyes. Look with your chest. Try to keep that as you inhale, bend the right knee twice, and then exhale, bend the left. Keep going. I like to exhale when I bend, but you do what works for you. Keep the shoulders relaxed down from the ears. You should be getting an ab stretch here, using your back muscles to lift and open your chest. Keep going. These are the ham glute muscles. Do you feel them? Yeah, they're really important. If you don't feel them, try taking your heel to your butt. Or I could do it for you, but you know, I can't. All right, that looks great, Ava. Let's turn your head to the right. Take your hands on your back. Again, stretch yourself out. Remember, everything's a stretch, a big old stretch here. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to bend the knees. 1, 2, 3. That should have stretched your quads. Put your feet down. Stretch your spine in opposition to each other in the middle. And then take your spine down by turning your head to the other side. Bend your elbows and your knees. Don't let go of that belly. And then keep going. For some people, this is their favorite exercise. If that's you, go for it. Because, you know, you finally have it, right? And if it's not you, why not? Why is it not your favorite? Good. It could be because you're not breathing. Your feet go down first before you even start to move. Ava, try that. If you bend your knees, now put your feet down before you even start to move anything else. There you go. Because it's your anchor so that you can fly away. Yeah. When you're finished, sit back in the child's pose. That was beautiful. Yay. Make sure you're even and get what you need in your child's pose. Mary Ellen, that looks beautiful. It really does. I know. It really does. Now let's go ahead and round your spine up. Sit down on your bum. We're going to do neck pull. So if you like flexion, you're back in the full game now. You're like, yeah, got finished that extension. Now I'm in my flexion. Some of us are like, could we have extended a little bit more? It's all good, right? It's all good for you. Okay, so for the moment, our legs are going to be apart in line with the hip bones, and you have to find all that length in your torso again. It's a shade, yeah. Take your hands back behind your neck and elongate your neck gently. We are only doing the hinge back part. Now, if you're trying to hinge back, you can't go too far, but go as far as you can. And you're trying to open up the front of the hips. And you have to use those ham glute area. So go back as far as you can and then come back up. Do it one more time to come back up. Down you go, down you go. Are you feeling the hamstrings, hamstrings, hamstrings? And come back up. If you're not, you're only going to feel your quads. Now we're going all the way down, right? So you hinge and then curl. Press those hamstrings down to the floor. Keep the hamstrings down to the floor so the hips are open. As you drop your ribs down, you're rolling back up just like you did earlier, only you have the load of the hands back behind your neck. Stack yourself back up again. Go again. One full one again. Stretch it. This is the one that you really got to stretch. You're stretching. You're so warmed up. It doesn't get any better. Neck pull is really placed well, in my opinion. Yeah, because you're stretching out of the center in both directions, rounding up and over. This time you're going to stack your spine up. Now take your hands on the floor again. We're going to go into shoulder bridge, and I'm going to try to encourage you to roll down to your bridge position without having to readjust once you get there, which is not easy. And unless you've ever done this, you don't really realize that, right? So we're going to try to keep our legs where they are, get them in the position you think you want for your shoulder bridge, and then roll yourself down. Elongate, elongate. It's not so bad, right? And you're down, and then you begin your bridge, rolling up. We already did this. You should be really feeling the hamstrings and the glutes and the triceps. Do one more, articulate up and down, and really stretch your spine. And it's really amazing how much you can stretch. So next time we're going to go up, we're going to stand into our right leg and move our left leg. So really lengthen yourself up. Now, if you want to, you could take your hands underneath your hips and just encourage you to keep it up there as you straighten your left leg and point up and flex down. Oh my, you wouldn't have to use your glutes here. You'll feel them relax. Then bring that leg in, other leg, up. You have to use your whole side body. That's the thing. It's not any one muscle group. It's your whole body being suspended in space. And then slide that leg in. Lift the hips if they fell. Now, before you go down, how's your neck? Is there a nice space underneath your neck like it's supposed to be? Is your weight in your shoulders? I'd like it to be a little lower than that. And then try to lift your hips up more. You feel the difference, I hope? And then stretch yourself more. And then take your spine down. You've made so much more space to be able to articulate in. And then go ahead and hug the knees in. Oh my. Let's roll up to a seated position. You could just come up to a seat. We're doing spine twist. Legs are together. This is a stretch of your spine while it's twisting. So take your arms out to the side in your peripheral view. Press down on something so you can really feel strong arms. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. Good, Mary Ellen. Come back to the center and exhale, twist to the left. You can add this little pulse, but it comes from more of a twist, not momentum. Come back to the center. So if you don't feel it more and more in the rib cage, you're just using momentum, right? And that's not the idea. That's not how you're going to get stronger. Good, very nice. Ah, okay, bye-bye. Well, I'm just kidding. There's more. Let's go ahead and roll down, and we're going to do jackknife. So the best roll down you can do, I'm going to do one up here because this is more load for my core to carry. I'm going to drop my shoulders down. I'm going to really feel my hamstrings and my glutes. My belly is going to control my spine down. I'm going to lengthen it though. I really have to keep my legs strong, 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 strong. I have to use my inner thighs. Oh my. And then from here, I'm going to take my arms down by my side, and I am going to bring both legs up. You decide what's safe for you. I'm going to bring both straight legs up. I had to use my glutes for that. And then I'm going to roll my spine. My legs are going to go to where the floor, where the wall and ceiling meet. I really got my abs working. And then I'm going to bring my legs away from me a little bit. I'm going to keep them there. I'm going to take my spine down underneath my legs. And if you can't talk while you're doing this, that's a problem, right? So you better be able to sing. I can remember somebody asking me to talk to them about who I was. My name is Susan Gore. I live at blah, blah, blah. I have 5 children, blah, 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 blah. And oh my gosh, that was so exhausting. Well, having 5 children was very exhausting. But anyway, I saw my daughter this weekend. It was wonderful. Yay. Just yesterday. And then I also have to tell you that I have a sticker on my hand. Hillary will appreciate this. This is from my granddaughter today. Yeah, I have to wear it all day. I know, isn't it cute? It's a Care Bear. Anyway, my heart. All right, we're all good. We're gonna go on our right side for our side leg kicks. Right side. Do you want to do left side? Let's do left side. Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll forget, but left side. Now, you know, approach these side legs, the side leg series as a stretch. So if you were to really stretch here, you wouldn't be collapsing at all. You're stretching the top side too. And then you can bend the left elbow. Bring your legs more forward, and like at a 45-degree angle, so there is a crease at your hip. Find your core. You can take your other hand back behind your head. Take your top leg hip level. I happen to love side leg kicks. You're going to crease at your hip and then open the hip. And challenge yourself to stay stretched and breathing. Bottom leg's really supporting you. Good. Take the top leg hip level, externally rotate it, point up, flex down. We're going a little faster just to appreciate the rhythm. And then you're going to flex up and point down. Keep pressing your legs out of the hip. Lengthen and strengthen. That's the name of the game here, lengthening and strengthening. Now, bend, straighten, close, lengthen and strengthen, and breathe. There's only a few words you need to remember, right? So I did too many of those, sorry. Now it's envelope. So you open, bend, and shut. Lengthen, breathe. And now add your rond de jambe. The leg comes forward, it rotates and goes to the back. This is the one that throws you off balance, but you are strong and long and breathing, so no problem. No matter how long your legs are. Now go the opposite direction. Oh, swing that leg around. It's moving in the hip socket. It's so good to do that. Now, bicycle, top arm forward, top leg back. Bring the leg to meet the arm, not the other way around. Bend the knee, and then lengthen them away from one another. Now the leg comes to meet the arm, right? One more. The arm is just being carried along by the leg. Now, the arm reaches around to meet the leg. Leg stays there, arm reaches around. One more. How's your lengthening and strengthening? All right, now cross the top leg over the bottom leg. This is your figure 4. Sometimes I stay up, sometimes I go down on the pillow of my arm. Today I'm going to stay up. I'm going to lift and lower the bottom leg. Try to feel this action happening from your core, which right now is some inner thigh work. Make circles of that leg as high as you can, but as long as you can. Don't collapse the right side, which is your top side. Both directions of your circle. Now go down, all the way down. Here's that big stretch. It tends to go away, but here it is. This one I really feel like you can really feel your side body. So finding the glutes and the hamstring as well. You're going to lift, let's lift both legs and lift your head, neck, and shoulders, and maybe lift your left arm off and maybe steeple the fingers. And here we are. See if you get longer in this and breathe more and pull the belly in. Just take a little checklist of all those things. And now you're just going to take little walks. You can't see my feet, but I'm walking from my feet. And then I'm walking in my longest stride possible. And then those of you who want to, you could come a little bit more forward on your mat. so that you could do a sideways teaser. You could either roll over onto your back and come up, or you can work up right on your side, which is really hard. You come up and then you go to your teaser. All right, let's roll over onto the belly for grasshopper. So now your hands are underneath your forehead, heels together, toes apart. This is ham glute work, but it's a full body exercise. So you prepare yourself to lift the legs and open and close them. Easy upper body. Remember, this is a stretch, so stretch those legs out of the hips. Put your legs down. Sit back into child's pose. I really felt different that time as I really tried to think of it as a stretch. Just offering that up to you. All right, I stretched my abs. Good to stretch your abs, by the way. On your right side, stretch it all out. And then add that elbow bend. Legs forward, maybe the other elbow. Now stretch this. This is from where you work. Top leg hip level, comes forward flexed, back pointed. Don't stop short of your edge, right? Don't let the ribs pop out. There's only 3 of these today. Now the top leg is going to externally rotate. It's going to point up and flex down. We're going a little faster just to establish a rhythm. Then you're going to flex up, point down, reach out as you go up and reach out as you go down. You have one more. Add your développé, lengthen and strengthen at the same time. Sometimes we get into this thought that we have to crunch to strengthen. Open, bend, close. You're working this hip joint. Rond de jambe, leg comes forward and you circle that leg around in the hip socket. Imagine all the freedom that that leg has at that hip, right? To circle all the way around in the opposite direction. Externally rotate it here and then bring it back to parallel. Keep the ribs in. Strengthen your sides. Bicycle next, top arm stays there. Waits for the leg to come, hamstring stretch. This has so much value to find your side body like this. That's my opinion. All right, let the arm find the leg without arching, by the way. The arm finds the leg without sticking the ribs out. One more. Figure 4, either stay up or go down, but the top leg crosses over the bottom leg lifts and lowers. Your inner thigh is your inseam, right? All the way from the groin to the ankle. So stretch it out, stretch the top side, circle that whole inner thigh. So circle your whole inseam in both directions. Then all the way down. I feel compelled to tell you that the zipper stuff from last week, my boyfriend's zipper in his very favorite Washington Post jacket is so wonderful now. So think about your zipper. Now we're going to lift our legs and lift head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe you lift both of the arms and you take these fingers together here. And you're here, this is your work, and you're breathing. Then you can take your little walks without disturbing anything else. And then long strides. You're gonna feel the side body being suspended in space. It's all good. Try not to let your head go forward. It's lengthening too. And then everything will go down onto your back. So we're getting into our teasers. We don't have too much time. But we have time for teaser. So again, for some of you, this is your favorite exercise. Good for you. So stretch, stretch, stretch. So remember, this is a stretch. So you're going to find that the middle of your body is going to drop down so the rest of you can come up and over that. That's how I view this. This is your strength, and everything else came up and over. And then that strength goes down first so that you could release down, and do it 2 more times. And today we're doing can-can. Nice, Hillary. Harder is to keep your legs up and then meet them, right? Up and down with your body. But, you know, no, beautiful, beautiful, you guys. So we're coming down on our forearms. And your feet are going to touch the mat, and they don't lose touch. They stay right there. You're going to come up and over yourself so you feel your abdominals. You're going to drop your knees to one side, and when they go to the other side, you feel your obliques. And when they go to the original side, you extend them. Exhale. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale. Keep going. If your neck is bothering you, find it in your abs. Drop your ribs back into your back body. When you're finished, you're rolling over onto your belly. I'm only rushing you because I want you to swim today. So you're going to go onto your belly. Now turn your teaser inside out. You were just doing your teaser. You're going to prepare yourself. Most of these exercises are all about the preparation ahead of time, in my opinion. And so you prepared your core from which you move the arms and legs. Got to keep your core. This is a strengthening and a stretch. So stretch yourself out. Please sit back into child's pose when you're finished. And we'll finish up with our seal exercise. This is one of my favorites. It's my favorite rolling exercise. Favorites keep changing, by the way, because your body keeps changing. Your mental attitude keeps changing, I hope, right? So your arms are inside of your legs. They come around and you hold on to the outside of your ankles. So you want to establish this as a lengthening, strengthening place. You open and close 3 times. The feet face the floor. And then you roll back. If you can stay here and open and close, you do. And you roll back up. So trying to stay in that exact same shape. Breathing. This should be a massage for your spine. Remember, you're lengthening your spine here. You're not collapsing in any way. This is a nice, long, rounded spine. Nice, Mary Ellen. Yeah, it's really important that, so Mary Ellen did this really, really well. Remember, your head is off the mat. You are in an upper ab curl back there, by the way. Very nice, you guys. Sorry about the beginning. I'm so sorry that you didn't hear me. Yay, they're clapping, but I'm clapping for all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan.
Any comments, any concerns? You're okay? Everybody's living and breathing. Have a good rest of your day. It's beautiful here in Philadelphia, Ava.
Okay, good.
Is it beautiful in New York?
Very nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Enjoy. Thanks for coming.
Okay,
Bye. Bye.